Hello, everyone. This is Rodney Flowers. How are you guys doing this morning? Hey, I wanted to come on, say hello. I know it's the weekend, right? A lot of people are kind of, just resting from a long week and they're not doing too much, don't really want to do too much. But you know what? I think we should get up and get moving, get going. Whatever you got going on, like if it's your business, like let's put some work in. Let's get up and put that work in. All right, it's time to move. It's time to make a difference, to make a change, to take this thing to a whole nother level, right? We don't have time to be wasting time, laying in bed, laying around, just letting time go by. Like, you have work to do. You got things to do, things that need to get done. And today is a day not for rest, not for you to be taking off, not for you to be laying back with your feet up. You could be putting that work in. When I think about a game changer, I think about someone who's trying to make a difference, who wants to make a difference, who wants to take their life to the next level, right? What does it take? It takes putting that work in. And sometimes you have to put that work in when you don't feel like it. Sometimes you got to do it on the weekend, on a Saturday morning. Like, you got to get up and grind just like it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it is. Let's get up and let's make this thing happen, right? Too much time has gone by. Like, you've waited long enough. All right, we've gone without whatever you want long enough. You've gone without that job or that goal, that dream, that business, that car, that house, that relationship, that new way of living, that love, that freedom, that abundance, whatever it is that you are seeking in your life, that you want to bring forward in your life. Let's get up and put that work in for it. Let's get up. Let's do your part, right? You have to do your part. And a lot of it is just putting the time in. I remember, not very long ago, I was, meeting with my mentor, and he was talking about, where he is right now. He's at a very, very high place, very prominent place in his life. And, it didn't happen overnight. And, what stuck with me is when he said, you have to put your hours in, Rodney. This doesn't just come to you overnight. You're not going to reach a certain level overnight, but you have to put some work in. You have to put some time in. There's going to be some studying. There's going to be, some work. There's going to be, just a little bit of grind, a little bit of effort that you have to put in order to get to that next level. And so you can't bypass that, right? There are quantum leaps, but you still got to put the work in. You still got to do something. You still got to, put effort towards it. You still got to practice. You got to go to the gym. You got to put that work in. You got to study. You got to read. You got to understand your market. You got to understand what's going on in your life. You got to understand your money. You got to budget, right? You got to work out on the body. You got to work out on the mind. You got to work out on the heart and on the soul, right? And all of that takes time. It takes effort, right? And that's really the difference between getting on the other side of whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you are seeking in life, right? It's the in-between game that makes the difference, right? It's the journey in between. You see, where you are right now is a point, and then that destination that you're trying to reach, that's also a point. But what's most important is everything that's in between that, the journey from between these 2 points, right? And it's the effort that you put in between the two. It's the behavior that you put in between those 2 points. It's what you're doing in between your 2 points that's going to make a difference. It's going to determine how fast you get there, how long it takes you, whether you're prepared. It's going to determine, what your outcome. It's going to determine your journey. It's going to determine your destiny. It's going to determine where you end up. It's going to determine, your results in your life, right? And so let's not take it lightly. Put the work in. We're talking about your life, and it requires effort. It requires you getting up and putting some focus, putting some effort into it. And you know what? Sometimes we have to operate with a sense of urgency. Sometimes we are so laissez-faire, with what we want to accomplish in life. We take our time, I'll get to it. Or, I put a little bit in today. I put a little bit in tomorrow, right? We don't operate with a sense of urgency, right? A sense of urgency. That makes a difference. How are you operating? Are you operating with a sense of urgency. Like, is it important to you? Like, do you really want this? Are you tired of the way you are living right now? Are you tired of not having what you want? Are you tired of being mediocre? Are you tired of not being a game changer? Right? Because if you are, then you want to operate with a sense of urgency, because change needs to happen now. Like, you don't have to wait for your change to come. Change can happen right now, right? And it requires you getting up off your butt and putting the work in, getting focused, getting determined about where you want to be, the change that you want to show up in your life, right? And only you can do that, right? I can talk to you all day, but I can't light that fire in you to get up and move, to get out of bed when you're still sleepy, to get out of bed when you're still tired, to go into your office or wherever you go, to put that work in, to learn more about yourself, to get into the gym, to get into the library, right? To go with your mentors and talk to them, to learn, to go to the networking conference, whatever it is that needs to be done. Where you may be coming up with an excuse saying, well, I don't have my plan completely defined. So what? I'm sure there's something that you've come up with that you can be doing today, right? You don't have to have it completely defined. Follow step 1, follow step 2. You might not have it all the way to step 10, but you don't need step 10 right now. You just need step 1 and step 2, and that's it. But we haven't even started on that. That's what I'm talking about. Get up and put the work in. That's what I'm talking about. See, a game changer puts the work in. That's what a game changer does. And so if you want to live a game-changing life, if you want to be a game changer in your life, right, then you have to put that work in. You have to do things a little bit different than what your friends are doing. You have to do things a little bit different than what, you've been taught or what you've been previously programmed. You got to step up to the plate. You got to be a leader, right? You got to say bye-bye to that old way of life. You got to be fed up with it. You got to be done with it. Right? It's got to be over, right? You got to be thinking this is going to be the new way. And the new way is I'm going to get up and I'm going to grind it out until I get there. I'm going to focus on it until I get there. There is no room for excuses. None, right? It's time to put that to bed. It's time to get up and make a difference, man. If you really want this thing, if you really want this thing, then you got to be focused on it, right? You got to be focused on it. You got to be determined. You can't have any excuses. Failure is not an option. Only success. Just results. That is it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's it. And every day until we get where we want to go, this is what we are about. No excuses, no distractions, no nothing. Right? We're going to walk on purpose. Right? We have this purpose and we're going to reach this purpose no matter what. And that's all we're thinking about. That's all we're focused on every single day, sun up to sundown. This is what we're going to do. Right? That's the attitude we got to have about this. If you really want to go to the next level, if you really want to live an exponential life, this is what you have to do, man. And I'm going to tell you, and you already know it is absolutely 100% worth it. You know that already. You know that. The only thing that's holding you back is you see that there's effort that's required in this. Right? Effort. That's it. It's not bigger than you. It's not too big that you can't figure it out. You're smart enough. You just don't want to put the work in. You just don't want to put the effort in. You just don't want that uncomfortable feeling of growth. That's it. See, it's going to change you. It's going to require you to discipline yourself. It's going to require you to take it to a whole nother level in your thought process, in your mindset, right? And that's going to require some changes. It may even require you getting new friends and letting some people go that's in your life right now that you know are holding you back. And see, that's your hesitation. That's why you are not focused on it. That's why you're not moving with a sense of urgency, because you know those things may be a little bit difficult, right? It may hurt someone's feelings potentially. But I got news for you, man. It's costing you something right now. It's costing you something. Because that thing that you really want, you think about it every single day right here. Every single day right here. It's on you. And you know you can have it. You know you can do it. You know that's your calling. You know that's your game changing thing, man. You know that. But you just keep letting it slide from day to day. How long you going to do that, bro? How long you going to let it slide? The time is now, man. Wake up and get up, man. We don't have time to waste. Move with a sense of urgency. Get up. Put that work in. It's Saturday. It's time to roll. Let's go. I love you, and I'll see you on the other side.